This is amazing. And more importantly, I think is that most people go through their career working at a number of companies, really limited by the number of companies you can touch upon. And in your experience, you have worked with so many companies, different stages, different sizes. So we would love to hear a few things you mentioned about product management, best practices. So maybe share with us a couple of your, like, what are the core, beliefs about product management that really differentiate from the ones that are not done well?
Yeah. I think for me, product management is about really optimizing this value creation system, which is we've got customers on one side, right, that need customer value. We've got businesses that provide the value to the customers through products and services. And as product managers, we need to figure out how to optimize both pieces of that. Like, how do we maximize customer value and in return get business value? To do that, you need to have like a really deep understanding of your customers. You have to be very aligned on your business goals and tracking towards them. You have to have really tight feedback loops to understand what's going on. But one of the big core tenets, I think, about product management that a lot of people just get wrong in organizations is that it's not just like a tech role. It's not an IT role. It's a business role. Like, that's why we are there. We're there to further the business through software. And there is no company out there today, I think, that can do without that. Like, every company comes back to software at the end of the day, and they rely on it to do what they need to do. There's very few companies that don't at this point. And even if you work in a company that was not a SaaS company, that's one of the things I deal with a lot with organizations. Software can make or break your strategy. Like, if you don't get on the software train, and if you don't really think about great product management, it's really possible for you to go out of business, right? Like, you need to be innovative, you need to keep up with them, but you need to see software as a core piece of your strategy. And that's how you compete in today's markets. And that's where you see like a lot of larger organizations has been established for like sometimes 100 years, like insurance companies, banks, all these places are making these shifts. Their reason they need to is because all these incumbents that started with a software first approach came out there, they started building products rapidly, they kept in touch with their customers, they deeply understood what was going on with them, and they're able to produce modern products in a world where people need software to be able to do what they want to do. So these companies more than ever need to understand that software is like a business strategy. It's not just an IT strategy. It's not about saving cost. It's really about delivering maximum value to your customers in ways that we could never do it before. And that's why the product management role is so key, because we're the people who are looking at those software opportunities to really maximize the business value, right? We've got all these other players out there from sales and marketing and finance and, all these other roles, but we need to be able to understand those things deeply, pull that information together, and then help craft software strategies that's just going to push us to other levels. So that's what I deeply believe about product management. I think that's where some of our misconceptions come from today about what is good product management. Some people just see it as a tech role, an IT role, like, the person who just prioritizes the backlogs, and that's not true. And that's why the chief product officer role is more important than ever, why it's so in demand, because these companies, especially SaaS companies, SaaS companies get it now. The other companies are going to follow soon. They usually follow what SaaS companies are doing, but they see this as like it's a strategic commercial role that understands technology deeply and can understand how technology can improve their commercials. And that's why we just need so many chief product officers who really get that in this modern world.